Hey folks, Maxwell Damage here. And apparently, including the things that I damage, is this woman. But by the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank, and this place sure isn't it. Do I even have one? But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to be somewhere. Far far away? In time or space? Both. Both is good. That doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money. I live in a dumpster. I don't care. Fuck everything. Hobo cop. Entertain the thought when you get the time. Maybe being a hobo and a cop has its advantages. Finally. This is the thought cabinet. Let's see. A cop and a hobo. A hobo cop. Upsides. Can be disheveled. Doesn't have to wash. Carries himself with lurched gusto. Hobo cop doesn't need anyone or anything. No one can kick you out because you don't have a home. Never pay rent again. Never again hear, "You're drunk. Why did you even come here, Harry? Go home. You're embarrassing yourself." Downsides? Are there any? I mean, seriously, give me one. I don't have any skill points. Oh, wait. I was not expecting that to work. All right, too late now. Kim, do you have anything to say about me
Yes?
running into people? We'll get to that in a minute. Nothing. Are you really okay?
Hello again, sweetie. I see you met up with your colleague.
She looks at the lieutenant. The lieutenant nods politely. Wait, who's Sweetie?
Why? You are, officer.
I'm no Sweetie. Look at me.
You are a handsome man, officer, with your moustache and your chiseled jaw, and that silly dimple on your chin.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained, I completely forgot to introduce myself.
She slaps herself on the forehead. It's okay. You don't have to introduce yourself. The dialogue text does it for you.
I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
Her eyes glitter over the rims of her glasses as she looks up, smiling. This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot. How'd you like to roll with me? Her eyes light up. Whatever do you mean? I want you to be my wheelchaired partner in fighting crime, ridding backyards of corpses, catching sequence killers. Sequence killers? Oh my! She sounds impressed, but I think you already have a partner, sweetie. A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree. I know, but there are also side mysteries, sequence killers and forays into the paranatural. I can assure you, with absolute certainty, there are no sequence killings taking place in Martinet. Now, gentlemen, no need to squabble. She turns to you. I wouldn't be of much use to you anyway, sweetie. Why? 3 heads are better than 2. Thank you, but... She looks out the window wistfully. Martinet isn't the most wheelchair-accessible place, you see? I'd slow you down. She turns back to you with a hopeful glint in her eye. Perhaps another time. I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't know where I am. No, are you okay? I'm very sorry I crashed into you earlier. I don't know what got into me. Oh, I'm perfectly all right. I was more worried about you. What was that? It was like my body had a will of its own. I was running, my torso turned, my hands made this lewd gesture. I'm sorry you had to witness it. Don't beat yourself up over it too much, dearie. People do strange things when the old fight or flight kicks in. I'm just glad you weren't injured. I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't know where I am, or what I'm doing, or anything. Her eyes follow your movements with some concern, but yes, officer, you look rather dazed, like a stunned fox, but surely things can't be that bad. I drank so hard I forgot literally everything. Oh my! It takes a moment to process. You know where we are, right? A war zone at the edge of the world. It does still look like that in some parts of the city, doesn't it? We're at a hostel called the Whirling in Rags, dear, and the Whirling itself is in the city of Revachol. Honestly, I don't know diddly squat about Revachol. What kind of place is this? Her gray eyes widen. How would I even begin to tell you? Revachol is the most beautiful city in the world. We're fortunate to be here, you and I. I haven't seen many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Revachol is a rare jewel. This city used to rule the world, though it has seen better days. There's a pause as she studies your expression. You must look quite lost. Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes? It's a bad year in my late 40s or 50s. I don't even know how old I am. There. The year is 51 and spring has only just started. I'm sure that there are better days ahead. She looks flustered, her hands smoothing out the creases in her blanket, even as she attempts to reassure you. The lieutenant studies you, rubbing his chin. I'm beginning to suspect that you might indeed be completely adrift in this reality, thinks the lieutenant. How can it be that bad? Never mind. We're in this now. I can tell this is, taxing for you, so I'll ask just one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government? Oh, I didn't think we were going to be making this decision so soon. We're governed by intelligent machines that perform calculations to determine the freest market. Everyone hustles and grinds like a badass visionary. Oh, nothing like that, dear. Revachol is a zone of control led by an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have almost no government of our own. Certainly no machines. I don't know. Still looks like there's a lot of hustling going on. Maybe she's wrong. Also, if there's no government, how come there are cops? Oh dear, this is troubling. You really ought to know that, being one yourself. There aren't any cops in Revachol, not in the traditional sense. The status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the revolution. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person to explain the big things to anyone. She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged. So, how did I do? You didn't do too well, dear. It looks like you're having trouble remembering things. History and places, remembering reality, in a word. It's very odd. A sigh. The lieutenant buries his nose in his notebook. But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what this world needs, and while I'm no doctor, such bouts of amnesia are often temporary, so I wouldn't worry too much. What's the revolution you mentioned? A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so they came and ended it. This was 42 years ago. But I'm a cop. Whatever it was hasn't stopped me. Of course, sweetie, I really don't know how to explain it better. Who could tell me more? Someone more educated in sweeping matters? Maybe you should ask... She turns to the lieutenant. No, he looks away. I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a detective. Of course, then, I don't know, someone rich maybe? Wealthy people are educated. Though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez. That's a good point. This does not look like Rich Central. Sweetie needs money. Do sweeties get money? Her expression becomes very serious. Oh, Sweetie, I heard your conversation with the manager about your financial troubles. When do you get your next paycheck? You've got guns of steel and a chiseled jaw, somewhere under the bloated alcohol layer. Maybe she'd like to sponsor you? I should have 3, so I've got something taking 1 off. And I can't get to my inventory. Let's change the subject. Oh, no, I'm so sorry. I don't have any money for you. If there's anything else I can do for you, just ask. Of course, dear. Good luck with your case. She gives you a small wave. So, what's taking our suggestion? Aha. Yes, this is exactly the look that inspires confidence.
Hello again, Sweetie.
Hello again, Sweetie. I can't get it. I'll try it. But I'm also not going to fret too much over my ability to do or not do voices. I am probably going to mention it here and there, but I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm enjoying myself. That's what we're here for, right? Do sweeties get money? Better. Your deportment remains dignified as you shed a single manly tear. It isn't easy for me to ask this of anyone, but I am at the end of my rope. Any money you have could help me. Sweetie, I only have a few cents on me, but she unfastens a gold commemorative pin from her left jacket pocket and drops it into your palm. I could give you this to pawn just to tide you over. Wonderful. The lieutenant marks drolly. He has a pin. The pin is round and slightly tarnished. 3 sailboats in bas relief with the sun hovering over the water behind them. A chipped green banner at the bottom reads, Saint Baptiste. Summer 31. Dinghy races. You could totally sell this pin for cash. I promise I'll buy it back for you once I have more money. Oh, it's not an ancient family heirloom or anything, but I suppose it would be nice to get it back. About your pin. I hope you were able to pawn that old trinket. She smiles up at you earnestly. I just wanted to thank you again. Of course, dear. I just wish I could have done more. I gotta get going. Bye. What is this pin? Also, please put a shirt on, man. This unusually tasteful pin was produced to celebrate the St. Baptiste Summer Dinghy Races 31. It has the warm glow of a well-loved memento. That is an incredibly low price, and I don't see a reason to actually pawn it. I'll probably end up giving it back. Whee! Okay. Kim, don't look. Your fingers find their way into the shackle, flicking open its spring-loaded gate. The metal loop holds the plastic ID and a leather-bound pocketbook. And the man? The man emits a loud snore. Is he about to wake up? Doesn't look like it, but you never know. Better be quick. Does the lieutenant see me? No. He's looking the other way, perhaps purposefully. Thanks, Kim. So... But I wanted to know what the... Steal the document. You slip the plastic ID card out of the loop and pocket it. The man continues to snore. Am I gonna rob him? No. Yes? No? No, we're gonna make it work. The sleeping dock worker has little to say about your actions. He remains silent. Why would I want to wake him up at this point? Okay.
Can I help you?
I need a drink. Can you pour me one? Do I have a shaker in my hand? Is this... He points to his empty hand. Is this a shaker? No, there's nothing there. Am I wearing a little bow tie? Am I wearing a little bow tie and doing this? He shakes the imaginary shaker furiously. I did it too, but you can't see that. Am I smiling? Do you see me smiling and shaking my little shaker? No. Do you know why? Because you're not a bartender. That's right. I'm the cafeteria manager. He calms his breath. I'm glad we cleared that. Was there anything else? Play it calm. This man needs to understand you need a drink to help the community deal with police stuff. I am an alcohol-operated detective. If you want me to clean up the dead body and solve the case, then you need to insert alcohol into my mouth. Oh. Well, in that case, let me pour you a nice, big, refreshing marinella. Do you want that out of a glass or a pineapple? You do not want to taunt me. Not when it comes to marinellas. Look. Don't be an imbecile. I'm not going to serve you a marinella. I have work to do, and broken things to fix. If that was all, I'd like to return to it. Goodbye. We're not going to do any of the rest of that yet. I guess, it might be time to take our first real foray into the world. Well, yes, do it. Do it. Drugs are only bad for your health if your health is bad. Right? Right. Okay. The street sign reads, "Fuck the police," coming straight out the underground. Pigs go home. The street name is illegible. A heap of snow melts in this wheelbarrow. We're not gonna do that yet. Who are you?
The RCM in Martinez? What can I help you with?
The young woman looks up at you. You sound surprised.
We don't see a lot of police around here. That's all.
I have some questions for you.
Of course. What can I help you with?
We need directions. What is up in the north? There's the pier, the Cape Side apartment building, some more tenements. Not a lot, really. How about the east? The Arbor Gates? Some kind of commotion, I think. I don't follow the local politics. She shrugs. A fruit store, too. South? Some shops and a bridge. The canal bridge leads to the coast, but it's broken, I think. Some kind of accident, probably. What's on the other side of the canal? Just coast. There's a little fishing village there, and a fish market, but that got closed down ages ago. Rows of stalls under a broad roof where silvery fish were heaped on newspapers, water everywhere, pouring from the heavens in the shadow of the old church. What kind of a fish market is this? I don't know. The abandoned kind? It used to gather every spring, but there's nothing to do there now. Just drug addicts. West? She looks at the water, squinting. It's just water. No, actually, I think they call it the Martinet Inlet. There are some islands in the bay, but they are hard to reach. Where am I? What do you mean? Just tell me where we are, okay? We're in Martinez, sir. This intersection is called Roundabout North, I think. That's all for now. No problem, she nods, brushing a fleck of soil off her cheek. Who are you exactly? Me? I'm just a gardener. Cool. And what are you doing here? I'm working. Working on what? I have a greenhouse in the yard there. I've been trying to get some work done. But, well, as you probably know, there's a corpse hanging from a tree there. It smells pretty bad, so I have to take breaks. Don't worry, miss. We're here to clean it up. You can get back to work soon. Thank you, she smiles politely. My head is about to explode from all the salts I've had to inhale. Salts? Ammonium salts? Perhaps useful for later. I have to run. Of course, I won't hold you back. She wipes her brow with the canary yellow glove. If there's a corpse, then you're gonna need those gloves for the autopsy. One more thing. Can I borrow your gloves? Sure, keep them. I have another pair. She hands you the rubber gloves with no visible annoyance. Thank you. Now, I don't think I'm smart enough to have learned anything else from that. Dock worker shift card. A standard issue dock worker shift card, doubling as a worker's permit. The bottom left corner holds a picture of the man this item used to belong to. The two of you look nothing alike, just so you know. And the gloves? Interfacing. Bye-bye bugs. Thick latex gardening gloves in classic canary yellow. Maybe you should retire, take up gardening as a hobby? It's worth a thought. Do I have any particular thoughts about that? No. What's over here? There are bottles inside. You could pick them up if you had a bag. Okay. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 8B. Très bien. And what do we have here? An old call box with a matrix of push buttons list all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center. No one answers your call. I just like pinball. I don't have any reason to do any of the rest of this. Wait, main hall? Building whirling in rags? Nothing happens after you ring the doorbell. They don't want to talk to you. That seems fair. You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic. Why am I looking at this? Cop habit. You look at everything. This isn't case-related, you think. What kind of vehicle drove through here, though? Hard to say. Your vision is blurred, and you're having difficulty concentrating, thanks to your relentless hangover. I'm going to save that check, because visual calculus is something I do plan on raising, and I feel like this would be a good one to do. In fact, skill points, none? Yeah. That's what I thought. Oh boy, I'm not ready for this voice. Let's get out of here. It's early on day one. Trying to think, I do have foreknowledge here, and I'm trying to think of what I can do and what I can get away with. I
am a gander and a hunter and a gatherer. Feel like a traveler.
The man mutters to himself, accenting the beats as he goes. I am the law.
Yes, you are, my man.
That's not what he said. Keep listening.
From another planet. Hey there.
He finishes and turns to you. What's going on here?
It's the jam, my man.
He motions towards a sprawl of lorries with a sweeping gesture. The air from the east is thick with the smell of crude oils, heavy metals, and other byproducts of the modern era. You can almost taste it. What's the jam?
It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. No explanation given. Workers on strike. scabs agitating, an all-around clusterfuck.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days upon days.
He glances south, down the road. Limbo, huh? So that's where I am.
Yeah, exactly.
So how long have you been here?
Feels near forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes of mazout.
Extravagantly phrased, but I can roll with it.
Yeah, imagine. It's been a whole week already.
He snickers.
So tell me, what do you need?
Tell me more about this strike. It's like, whatever's going on over at the docks, workers got a blockade set up, making demands. No way in or out. Going on strike would probably help you dodge a bullet or two. What's the union demanding? Some pretty wild stuff, I hear. Like a giant new power crane and half the company? I forget what exactly. Good on them, I guess. I've heard talk there's a company rep in town too, like strike negotiator type. They'd know what's up, precise demands and so on. Yes, from the Wild Pines. He takes a note. We'll meet her soon enough, I'm sure. What do you think the company wants? They want to keep that money flowing in, my man. Ka-ching. Maybe I should go on strike. Maybe you should. Cops don't get paid much and the hours are long. Plus, you can get shot. Why not? The RCM is a self-managing organization that operates on donations. We promote our own leaders. It would be like striking against your own mother. Trebek. I guess you got a point there. Yes, but do continue. You were asking about the strike. Anything else I should know? Anything else? Yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise. I just do my job and get paid. I have things to do and places to be. All of us do. All of us who? Us lorry drivers. Camionneurs. A few of still hang around here waiting for this mess to end. Most have scurried off somewhere to get drunk or high or laid. Not that I blame them, really. He smiles awkwardly. Not you? Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days. I prefer the examined life now. Thinking, reflecting, observing. He glances down the road towards the horizon, a glint of something in his eyes. What's better than chasing transient pleasures? The more transient, the better. When one's ended, you can get on to the next one. He tries his best to look nonchalant, but there's a rigidity in him, as if trying to conceal something warm and deep beneath a cool exterior. What are you hauling anyway? Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff like that. Wicked. I've always wanted a friend in the underworld. No, I'm joking, my man. Falm runs a nice, clean business. This haul of cargo is mostly sporting goods, you know, tracksuits, that kind of thing. They usually get shipped to Grad and the Occident, though we've been making headway in the Ilmarin market lately. That your machine behind me? This rockin' beauty? Sure is, like a rash you can't get rid of. You interested in heavy-duty cargo machinery? Yeah, these lorries are pretty neat. Neat for carrying large quantities of cargo a long distance. These fallen tracksuits need to find their way to the kids way out in Umrau and Lirenberg somehow. Nothing illegal then? Not unless they've illegalized sports equipment while I was on the road. Could I get one of those fallen tracksuits you're hauling? We're pals and all, but I can't freely hand out the merchandise. The bosses won't be happy. I'm good for now. Good talk. Don't be a stranger. He gives a salute with 2 fingers. No, I need to hear a dialogue line again.
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man. What's on your mind?
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man. What's on your mind? Okay, there we go. You got any smokes on you? Nope, don't smoke. He nods towards a big lorry behind him. Some of the other drivers do, though. There's still a few around, waiting for the jam to disperse or waiting for the sweet release of death. Yep, nothing wrong with that statement. Your senses have nothing to add. You'll have to ask around elsewhere. Guess I'll ask around. You could also check the kiosk down the street. Free. He points towards the harbor. With 3 T's. Revachol is weird. It's 10:20. I'm gonna try that again. Still nothing. Okay. You know anything about the dead man? You know, the one hanging in the yard that I'm blatantly ignoring? He ain't one of us drivers. I know that. All accounted for. Otherwise, I ain't really asked about that. Been wasting time right here. Keeping busy. It's easy to see he's telling the truth. He's kept his nose out of the dark stuff. Busy with what? Analyzing the fundamental structures and psychological considerations of being stranded in the midst of a sea of motor lorries and their sad, despondent chauffeurs. And your conclusion? A sense of surprise there ain't more bodies hanging from more trees. Kim was right! Am I really gonna beg for money? No, not here. That's all for now. Bye. Pardon. I haven't properly set up a mute button yet. I'll work on that. What can I get done here? Ooh. Oh good, that is a staircase back there. Wait. I don't think I'm smart enough to get anything out of some of these things yet. A bold slogan, Humanox, covers the truck. For knowledge. What do we have over here? White tank top, +1 physical instrument. Tank top, gym vest, reeking of sweat. This sleeveless shirt is the best choice if you're not afraid to show off your masculine upper body and that hairy chest. Alright, so that's robbing savoir-faire. What else is? Shoes? Shoes. Okay. I'm gonna do it anyway. An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing towards the sea. It looks as if it's been reassembled piece by piece, secured, and mounted in the air with the aid of numerous ropes and rods. Who is this? A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, I am Felipe III, the Squanderer, the greatest of the Philippan kings of Revachol, son of Philippe II, the opulent, father of Philippe IV, the insane. As you look up, you notice something about the statue. There are some odd indentations on the king's chest piece. What do I see? Something with great kinetic energy seems to have impacted the cuirass around where the heart is? A bullet? Someone shot him in the heart. Interesting. Lieutenant, someone has shot the king. Okay. He cleans his glasses before looking up. I can't see it, but I'll take your word for it. What do you think? Well, Martinet is still riddled with bullet holes. This place saw a lot of action during the revolution. So the statue is recently renovated. So maybe a joke, target practice, or a political statement. Political. It's a king, and he's shot. Why not? What this shows us, guns aren't too uncommon here, and people still shoot them, sometimes at kings. He takes a note in his notebook. The king stands high above you, surveying the bay, mute and indifferent to your sightings. What's the button for that? There's got to be a button for that. Leave. Is that... Yeah, C, character sheet. Okay. So is anything lowering our encyclopedia? I didn't think so. Okay. What's over here? Yep, we'll take that. The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands, and there's a warm smile on her face. Excuse me, ma'am. I'd like to ask you some questions. No response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her. We're a blunt enough person that this would be.
Wait.
The lieutenant stops you before you can snap.
She's just a distracted old woman. Better to leave her alone.
Why?
Why? I just told you why.
If you say so. Alright, I guess that only becomes an option when it's supposed to become an option. A foreign car. Kept in good condition. Do I need encyclopedia for that? I thought that my other motor skills would be good for knowing about some of that. Oh well. Hello. Hey, that looks like... Alright, I guess that's not real. The lorries probably stored fuel here. Now they store booze. They make a point of how huge that guy is next to everyone else. We're not going to talk to him today, though. It says G-R-I-H. Don't know what that means. We are going to take some of that, though. What's going on here? The Greater Revachol Industrial Harbor. Ah, yes. What's your deal? No.
Scab?
What exactly is a scab?
A kind of a worm, content with mere survival. They come, they want to do our job for shittier pay, screwing over both themselves and us. Everybody loses.
Hold on, where did they all come from?
Beats me. Somewhere in the ground, I think.
You don't seem to like them much.
Gotta be bloody stupid or freaking evil to Scab. Or I guess, scared maybe. But scared of what? Of who?
He looks at the mass, squinting his eyes as if trying to ascertain what they're scared of. I mean, they could be scared of starving, or they could be scared of the company.
Personally, I'd rather beg than Scab. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have gotten something.
Yeah. Have you tried talking to him?
We've explained the matters, but they don't listen. This lot would be reasonable and go home if the big guy wasn't riling them up all the time.
I believe that. He shakes his head. I'm not a scab. I'm a cop.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop Scab.
His smile deepens his wrinkles even more.
Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money.
He chuckles, then realizes.
Speaking of, what brings the RCM here, to the Wild North? Come to see the strife?
What's the strike about, anyway? You know, serious business, he smiles. I'm sure the big boss would be glad to tell you. You'll have to ask him first. He's a chatty guy who wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on a better footing within the organization. We are actually going to do that. Nice talk. Gotta get moving. See what all we can get accomplished on day one. In case of a strike, press button behind guard. That's got to be company talk. And what's in here? A hermetically sealed door, locked by electronic means. There's no lock picking or door kicking this one. But I've got a card. Alright. Well, we'll come back to this one in the next video. I've been Maxwell Damage. This has been Disco Elysium. Thanks for hanging out.